Hi there, it's Sandra with Brew City Thrifts. Today I'm at the littlest Goodwill that I go to. It is the Goodwill on Oakland Avenue in Milwaukee. And I am going to pop in there for just an hour or two and see what they've got. So let's get in there, let's hit it. We are amongst some tchotchkes here, and I'm doing a slow scan. This is usually where I start at this store. Again, this has a much smaller hard goods sections than most Goodwills I go to. Here, these globe music boxes were kind of cool. It works. Made out of some lightweight metal, maybe copper-ish, but they were quite lightweight, not very good quality. This looked like a tabletop screen, an Asian tabletop screen, which it is actually Asian in the sense of, I think it's Russian, and it's lacquer, black lacquer, but it doesn't have like the nice Asian, like Chinese, Japanese art that those screens typically have. Then I saw this cute little bell. I think that's a little more contemporary. I do like that it's pottery. It's a little fun figurine. It is a turtle being written by a shell person, or maybe that's not supposed to be a turtle. Maybe that's supposed to be like a horse or a cow. Anyway, that was kind of cute. I noticed this item. I've picked this up before. This looks older than it is, and even though it's got that hand painted look, it really doesn't have a great return on eBay. I've left it behind before. Here, on the other hand, I've got a chunk of amethyst crystal. I mean, I don't think this is true amethyst. It's just the color of purple. It's a sort of like a purple quartz, I guess. Anyway, I picked that up when I can find it. I love rocks. This was so interesting. It's a metal fish lock. The look of it is wonderful. It's heavy. It's got a key that looks like it's designed to go with it. I pop it in my cart because I need to figure out if it works or not. I noticed this chunk of wood with some gold metal candle holders, not signed. So, and the design was kind of plain. I decided to leave it. And what's this? It's a Mayan calendar. It's made out of ceramic. It's got a nice design. It's made to be hung on the wall. I do like mythology. I like this. So it's $4.99, but I'm going to give it a try. Got some more tchotchkes around here. The little glass-looking dog was lightweight, maybe not even glass. This was a sweet little figurine. It's made out of ceramic, but ooh, and oh my gosh, did I break it? No, but still, it's just those crowded shelves, man. Crowded shelves plus klutzy me equals potential disaster every time. Anyway, some more little things to take a look at here. And then, oh, this was a pretty looking bunny rabbit back here. Again, it is made out of chalkware, I think, maybe ceramic. Hand painted, and it's got a rustic look that I like, but a little bit beat up. Look at that face. It reminds me of the 1970s funny face figures by Peter Petrie. It did have a little kind of a signature, but I decided to go on. Here I notice this pretty little kind of an amber or a more of a like carnival glass almost candlestick. It's nicely patterned. And then next to it is this cute little bread and butter plate. It's a set of 4. The maker is Easterling. I'm not familiar with that maker. Cute little bread, not bread and butter, but just butter plates or little salt cellars. So those are cute. Here we've got what looks like an apple baking bowl, and on the back it says the original apple baker baking dish from Paris, Maine. So that's kind of a nice piece. Another day I might have taken it. Today I just wasn't in the mood. Here though, I was really My eye was really caught by the painting on this bowl. Someone had a lot of fun. This was made, it looks like in 2012. It's just a hobbyist piece, but look at that artwork. I mean, that just, it really was whimsical. It was really sweet, but it was cracked. If it hadn't been, I might have taken it just for the alien. Now, I like the pattern on this bowl. I think it's contemporary, but that's definitely pretty. Just nice looking pattern there. Back here, I picked up these. This looks like it's hand painted. I'm taking a look at the back. It looks like I can get under. The labels nowadays are so hard to pull up. This is a Villeroy Boch. Oh, yes. Some of their sets can go for a very good return. So that is going in my cart. Just a pretty sort of springy floral plate. It's a salad plate or a lunch plate. And let's see, are they all intact and undamaged? It looks so. So those are going to go home with me. Then underneath them, this is pretty too. This looks like hand-painted violets. It is by Victoria in Czechoslovakia. So these are Czech hand-painted plates. I think they're hand-painted. I'm not looking that carefully at them. I think that, well, at least they're gilding on them. That's hand-painted. And wait, under them is another set of plates. Now this is a pattern I've picked up before. This quadrifoglio ceramica is usually Italian, and these are the lunch plate size, and those sold pretty well for me, so I'm picking those up. Here we have a fused glass plate. It's got hot peppers on it for when you're feeling a little spicy. And I decided to put it down because I noticed this down here, which is interesting because it's got the three-dimensional figures, and turning it over, it is Fitz and Floyd. What? Now there must be damage on it. There must be damage. Feeling around, it's a little bit of a chippy there. Maybe the tiniest, but it's like a flea bite though. How is this not damaged at a Goodwill? Fitz and Floyd Christmas plate. Sure, I'll give that a shot. Oh boy, some nice pickups here at this shelf. I noticed this little jar had an Asian design to it, and then I noticed this little plastic doodad. I didn't know what it was, but turning it over, I'm reading that it is a Graham Care piece. Now, those of you who were around in the 60s and early 70s will remember that Graham Care had a TV show called The Galloping Gourmet. My mom used to watch it, and I remember him very well. And I'm like, that might be something worth something. So I put it in my cart to look it up. Oh, I was excited. Graham Care. Hadn't thought of him for many, many moons. And then I saw this piece, which is Vernon Ware Pottery. It's got a nice design. It's a little on the plain side. I noticed these two glass jars. From the bottom, I'm thinking they're not that old, but they do have a marking on them. This seemed like it might have been a ground stopper, but I couldn't tell. It was possibly plastic. I was looking at it a little too quickly. Anyway, it says that these bottles are made in France, and I just don't think they've got the aged look. They look contemporary. So there was a little metal flask. Then I noticed this beautiful teal colored bowl. Teal glass really is so pretty. I'm trying to see if I can figure out a maker. I don't know the maker of that bowl. It was really pretty. Maybe that was a miss. Pretty teal bowl. Here's a 1970s era seeds and plants acrylic or lucite napkin holder. And then over here is a lusterware lidded sugar, and it is pretty Japanese, most likely. I don't pick up a lot of lusterware. Now this is of interest to me. I find that vintage aluminum kitchenware is surprisingly collectible, and that little handle on that measuring cup made me think that might be a thing. And nearby I found this. This is a vintage flour sifter, and again, it works. It's one of those kind of humble kitchen items that can actually bring a good return on eBay. Here's a glass decanter, very heavy, crystal actually. Looking for a signature, didn't see one, but it's also missing its stopper. Back here was a pretty little hand-painted picture. It's got some flowers all around, and it's a Sudlow Pottery piece. This is made in England, and I see no damage, so that's a sweet little piece to pop into my cart. No chips, no damage. So pushing things around. This, I'm sorry I didn't get it in camera very well, but it was a pottery, like a big pottery handled bowl with a lid. Took a quick look at that. And then I noticed this little creamer over here towards the edge of the shelf. And this is Charlotte pattern by Royal Cromford. And it's also English, and it's got a sweet little design on it, so that's going to go in my cart too. For such a small Goodwill, they still had plenty of shelving devoted to the holidays. And I'm in the Halloween section when I noticed this pumpkin. I like the cutout with the little black cat. I kind of like the look of it. Again, probably not very old, but fun, and it's lightweight. I think it's made of some sort of plastic, and while it's a nice decorative piece, I decide I don't need to take it with me. I'm among their boxes and tins section and scanning. As you know, I love little wooden boxes. That's what I'm going to go for first, and I see one. This looks like it's got a inlay design, some pyrography, $4.99. Trying to get the lid off with one hand. That may not be successful. A little bit of damage on the corners. No signature. Kind of a sweet piece, but I decide I'm not so sure about it. There's another box here to take a look at. This has faux alligator skin on it. It's got a little bit of velvet on the inside, so not a bad box. Again, a little bit beat up. Not too bad. Only $1.99. I decided, nah, not today. Looking for something a little more interesting. Like this box, which is handmade, but very rustic, very home style. Probably was a handmade piece. Not signed though, and while interesting, I think it may be hard to move. I decide to move on, and then I pull out this. It looks like sometimes, you know, the little display cases can do well for you. So pulling this out, it is definitely a curio cabinet, a little display stand, and it's to be hung on the wall. And it says my collection. It's got some glass doors and little cubbies for your treasures to be displayed. So I am liking it. Only $4.99. Definitely liking that price. It's got kind of a country style, but it's definitely functional. And for those of us who do like our collections of littles, this could be something that is very desirable. Among the pictures and the frames, I noticed this older print. This is Curio and Ives, and it is a train print. It was framed here in Milwaukee, and it's nice, but prints and Curio and Ives is just so plentiful in the world. This little print was very sweet and caught my eye. It is a print on a sort of a piece of wood. $4.99 is definitely vintage. It's very sweet. Now, somebody out there is probably, that's their jam and they would have wanted it. I decide to leave it. I'm more interested in original art, is what I'm looking for most of the time when I'm here, or something that's signed. Anyway, I noticed this though. This is an earring holder. It's metal and enamel, and I have picked up a similar item before and sold it, and I think I'm going to take that with me. Sweet little way to showcase your earrings and keep them organized. Then I noticed this piece of art. This is original art. It's signed by the artist. Well, it could be a print, but it is signed by the artist. Well, it looks like it's original. And that's an artist I'm not familiar with. Turning it over, the price is right at only $1.99. Although it looks like it might have been sold at a store. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look it up, see what that artist does, how that artist does on eBay, and decide if I'm going to take it. Still looking around a little bit here. Down here is another, what looks like an original watercolor. It's signed. It is local. It looks like a local artist, I'm going to guess, framed here in the Wisconsin area, in Brookfield, Wisconsin, a suburb of Milwaukee. It looks like a Milwaukee cityscape. Just unfortunately, the condition is not very good, so I think I'm going to have to leave it. It's time for a cart review, and we're going to start with the biggest find of the day, which was this Curio cabinet, the My Collection wooden display cabinet. And think of all the cool things you could put in it, right? We also have this is by a Florida artist named Eileen Seitz, and I just think it's really pretty. I might decide to keep it. Here is that enamel purse earring holder. It's just a great way to organize your earrings, and enameled metal objects like that do well for me. We've got the Mayan calendar wall plaque. I think that's pretty cool too. Priced up a little bit at $4.99. We've got the Sudlow English pottery pitcher with the hand-painted flowers. Only $1.99. We've got the vintage flower sifter for 99 cents. We've got this fun fish lock. Now, this also priced at $4.99. I could not get it to open, but I'm going to keep working on it. And I just think it's so cool. I think it's worth a chance. If I can get it to open, it'll be fun. Then we've got this another little aluminum measuring cup with a handle. Vintage, most likely. Then we've got this pretty chunk of purple crystal. That's going to stay with me. I do collect rocks, and that's a pretty piece for my display. This is the Fitz Floyd Christmas bowl with snowmen hanging on for dear life on the edges, and lots of gifts. Little snowflakes in the middle. It's a pretty one and not damaged, shockingly, for eBay with a piece that big. Here we have the Quadrifamiglia Italian lunch plates. I love this pattern. This is not old, it's contemporary. I think they're sold at Crate and Barrel. I just think it's really pretty, and they did move for me well before. These are the hand-painted Czechoslovakian plates. Oh, I was checking. I think I saw a couple little dings on the under edges of those plates. There's a few chips underneath the rim. These are the Czechoslovakian plates, and I'm going to leave those behind because I think they're not going to do as well on eBay as I had hoped. Under them are the pretty hand-painted Villeroy Boch lunch or salad plates. And a set of 4 should do okay. We've got the English pottery, the Royal Cromford piece here. That should do all right. And some things that I picked up for myself. So that's my haul. The littlest Goodwill came through for us once again. We walked out of there with some Fitz Floyd, some Villeroy Boch, and that wooden Curio cabinet, that display cabinet, my collections. Those go for between $65 upwards to about $100 on eBay. So, heck yes. I had a great time. Hope you had fun too. Like my channel, subscribe, and come back. We will do this again. So you just thrift on.